Each year, the United States produces and consumes over 7 billion pounds of toilet paper, an essential household item. But have you ever wondered how it is made? With such enormous demand, how do factories operate to ensure a steady supply? Let's explore the production process of the familiar toilet paper rolls we use every day. Toilet paper is probably one of the most important household items. After all, no one wants to run out at the wrong time. Most of us take toilet paper for granted, but few people know that this familiar product is actually a relatively recent invention. In the past, people had to use leaves, corn cobs, old newspapers, or even mail-order catalogs as substitutes. It wasn't until 1857 that an American entrepreneur realized it was time for a better solution. He created a product he called therapeutic paper, the predecessor of modern toilet paper. At first, toilet paper was sold in pre-cut sheets. It wasn't until 1890 that a company introduced the roll format, making it much more convenient to use. At that time, toilet paper was mainly sold in pharmacies, packaged in stacks of folded sheets. From then on, it gradually became an essential item in every household. At this modern toilet paper manufacturing plant, the process of creating soft, high-quality rolls is carried out using advanced recycling technology. Instead of relying on wood from forests, the factory exclusively repurposes used paper such as packaging, cardboard, and rough paper to produce new products. Thanks to modern technology, these coarse materials are processed, cleaned, and transformed into bright, soft paper, ready for everyday use. Beyond providing a convenient product, this process also helps reduce deforestation and environmental pollution, contributing to a more sustainable future. At the recycling plant, waste paper from packaging, cardboard, scrap paper, and even wood pulp is collected and fed into the processing system. Before it can be reused, it must go through a strict sorting process to remove any unwanted contaminants. First, the recycled paper is fed into a specialized processing system that separates cardboard sheets and any metallic materials that may have been mixed in. Next, on a conveyor belt, an automated sorting system detects and removes trash, cardboard, plastic, and other impurities. With the help of modern technology, this system can process up to 400 tons of recycled paper per day. Once thoroughly sorted, the recycled paper is compressed into large blocks, optimizing storage space in the warehouse. After being thoroughly sorted, the recycled paper is fed into a massive industrial washing tank, where it undergoes 14 rigorous processing stages before it is ready to be reused for new paper production. Here, the paper enters a large industrial pulping machine called a hydropulper, where it is mixed with water at high speed to break it down into its basic fibers. A large amount of warm water is added to fully soak the paper, facilitating the breakdown process and forming a liquid mixture known as pulp. At this stage, the pulp consists of approximately 95% water and only 5% cellulose, the primary component of paper. To ensure the paper is thoroughly broken down, powerful agitators mix the slurry at high speeds, helping to break apart the paper structure and fully release the cellulose fibers. This process lasts about 30 minutes, enough time to transform the old paper into complete pulp. However, in addition to cellulose, the mixture still contains lignin and other extractive compounds from the old paper, which must be removed in the next steps to ensure the quality of the new paper. At this stage, the pulp passes through a series of filters and screens to remove large, undissolved particles. This filtration system works like a fine sieve, capturing larger impurities and ensuring the pulp reaches the highest level of purity before moving on to the next processing stage. Contaminants such as paper clips, small plastic fragments, adhesive tape, and any remaining undissolved components from the pulping process are removed. Thanks to this filtration process, the resulting pulp becomes smoother and cleaner. The paper production process consumes a massive amount of water, as water plays the most critical role throughout the entire process. To produce just 1 pound of paper, approximately 15 gallons of clean water are required. However, to minimize environmental impact, modern factories are equipped with advanced water recycling and waste treatment systems. The water used to wash the paper is filtered and reused for subsequent production batches, conserving resources and reducing pollution. Thanks to a closed-loop circulation system, More than 90% of the water used in the production process can be recycled, contributing to a more sustainable manufacturing process. Even after undergoing multiple cleaning stages, the pulp remains dark due to one of the largest impurities, ink. To remove ink, factories commonly use the flotation dinking method, an effective technique in paper recycling. During this stage, air is injected into the pulp, creating countless tiny bubbles. At the same time, surfactants are added to help ink particles adhere to the bubbles. As these bubbles rise to the surface, they carry the ink particles with them, effectively removing the ink from the pulp. This process results in cleaner pulp, preparing it for the whitening stage. Next, the pulp passes through a refining machine, where rotating discs help fibrillate the paper fibers, creating more tiny fiber ends. This process enhances fiber bonding, increasing the paper's strength and durability to ensure the final product meets high-quality standards. After that, water is added to the pulp to achieve the right consistency before it moves into the paper manufacturing machine, one of the most crucial pieces of equipment in the factory. A mixture of paper and water is blended in a precise ratio, forming a white, smooth, and soft-textured slurry. This helps the paper fibers bond more effectively in the subsequent processing stages. Through a network of green pipelines, the mixture is evenly sprayed onto a wire mesh and felt layer, then guided through 2 rollers to begin the sheet-forming process. The pulp is then pressed through a series of rollers to remove most of the excess water, increasing the paper's density and durability. At the same time, whitening agents are absorbed into the fibers, preparing them for the bleaching stage. Finally, rotating blades cut the pulp into smaller pieces before it enters the final processing phase, where it gradually transitions from gray to a pure white color. This is a critical finishing step, ensuring the pulp is ready to be transformed into high-quality toilet paper for everyday use. After being bleached, the pulp remains very wet, in a state known as wet web, a damp sheet of paper with an incomplete texture. At this stage, the paper is laid onto a metal sheet and passes through a powerful drying system, where most of the remaining water is removed, gradually forming a dry paper mat. As it moves through the drying stage, the pulp transforms into a thin sheet of paper with a thickness of only about 0.1 millimeters. This wet web continues through heated drying cylinders, which help evaporate any remaining moisture. The high temperature not only accelerates the drying process, but also ensures the paper retains its strength and structural stability, forming a continuous, unbroken sheet. Due to the pressure from the pressing and drying processes, wrinkles may appear on the paper. To ensure a smooth surface, the sheet passes through flattening rollers, which help eliminate wrinkles and improve the final finish. A crucial step in this process is creping, a technique that makes the paper softer and gives it its characteristic light wrinkling. To achieve this, the paper is scraped off the Yankee drying drum with a metal blade, increasing its softness and flexibility. At the same time, this process reduces the paper's thickness and strength, ensuring it can break down easily when exposed to water, an essential characteristic of toilet paper. After drying, the paper is wrapped around a massive drying drum called the Yankee dryer, which helps achieve the required dryness before being rolled into jumbo rolls, large, uncut sheets of toilet paper in their raw form. The production process operates at an astonishing speed, generating more than 1 mile of paper per minute and producing jumbo rolls that can weigh up to 5 tons. Once completed, these rolls are transported to the factory's processing area, where they undergo cutting, shaping, and packaging to become the familiar toilet paper rolls we use every day. Depending on customer preferences, decorative patterns can be printed on toilet paper to create unique and diverse designs. To make it easier for users to tear off individual sheets, perforation lines are added to the paper. As the roll unwinds, it passes through a perforation machine, where small, evenly spaced cuts are made along the paper, allowing it to be torn into individual sheets approximately 4 to 5 inches in size. Next, the paper undergoes micro-embossing, which creates the characteristic dotted texture on the surface. This technique not only enhances aesthetics, but also improves the paper's thickness and fluffiness while providing a softer and more comfortable feel for users. In another section of the factory, toilet paper cores are produced in preparation for the rolling process. Round cardboard rolls are placed into a machine where two strips of cardboard, coated with adhesive on the underside, are wrapped diagonally together to form a continuous cardboard tube. Once formed, the machine cuts the tube into 8-foot sections, ensuring the proper size for rolling toilet paper onto them. This process runs continuously, producing a steady supply of sturdy cores that meet the standard dimensions for toilet paper rolls. After being cut, the cardboard tubes are transported to the rolling area, where two large rolls of paper are combined to create 2-ply toilet paper, increasing its thickness and softness. The paper is tightly wound around the core, forming the familiar-sized toilet paper rolls. Once a roll is complete, an automatic blade cuts the paper and immediately starts the next roll. To prevent unraveling, the end of the roll is secured with a thin layer of adhesive. This entire process takes just 3 seconds to complete. Once the rolling is finished, an automatic saw cuts the large roll into 16 smaller rolls, matching the standard toilet paper sizes found on the market. With this advanced production system, the factory can produce approximately 2 million toilet paper rolls per day, enough to wrap around the earth 3 times. Before leaving the production line, paper samples are taken for quality control testing to ensure the product meets all required standards. The factory has a quality testing laboratory where experts evaluate the paper based on several important criteria. One of the most crucial factors is softness, ensuring the paper provides a comfortable feel during use. After passing quality control checks, the toilet paper rolls move to the packaging line. Depending on the target market, the rolls are packaged in different formats. For commercial customers, toilet paper is typically individually wrapped in paper, making it suitable for businesses, restaurants, hotels, or offices. Meanwhile, household toilet paper is packaged in multi-roll packs, placed in transparent plastic bags, with quantities ranging from 4 to 30 rolls per pack. Once packaging is complete, these products are ready to be distributed to stores, supermarkets, and retailers, meeting the daily needs of consumers. On average, each American uses about 141 rolls of toilet paper per year, the highest consumption rate in the world. On a global scale, this staggering number explains why the toilet paper industry generates up to $100 billion in revenue annually. You probably remember the COVID-19 pandemic, when toilet paper demand surged 8-fold, leading to an unprecedented shortage. Store shelves were wiped clean, and toilet paper became more sought after than gold. The small rolls we often take for granted suddenly became one of the most essential items in daily life. So, the next time nature calls, you might remember this video and the long and intricate journey behind making toilet paper, ensuring your comfort without the need for a corn cob. If you have any memorable stories from the toilet paper crisis during COVID, share your experience in the comments below so we can all reminisce together. And if you're curious about the step-by-step process of making cigarettes, don't forget to click the link at the end of the video or in the description to watch now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.